Hey, I've got the massage table and the bolsters out. That can only mean one thing when it comes time to use your percussion tool. We're gonna get to those hips and low back pains. All right, here we go. All right, we're gonna start with hip flexion or the hip flexors. Those are the muscles that bring our knee up. We've got that iliacus and that psoas, and so what do we wanna do? We wanna put them in a shortened position. How are we gonna do that? We are going to bolster our legs. I've got some nice custom cushions that I've developed here for me in my practice. You could use a bolster set of your own. You could use the couch, you can use an ottoman, you could use a footstool. Anything that is going to put your hips and knees roughly at a 90-degree angle. That's going to allow these hip flexors to be in a shortened position, supported and relaxed, so that when you bring in your percussion tool and you begin to work that TFL area a little bit, bring it onto the inside and get those attachments of your iliacus and your psoas, and then also while you're here getting a little bit of that quad attachment. It's a great way to get the flexors of the hip relaxed. So we've got the hip flexion out of the way. Now we're going to get into, we're going to kill a bunch of birds with one stone here. We're going to get your hip rotators, your hip abductors, your adductors, as well as your hip extension. And we're going to do that from a sideline position. All right. So I'm in this wonderful sideline position. I've got all of this musculature relaxed. That's going to allow me to take my tool, get that TFL again, get some of those glute medius, as well as then getting into all of the glute maximus, and then the layer of muscles, those rotators underneath those glutes, I can get in and get those. Now for an added bonus, depending on your tool, depending on your shoulder flexibility, you may be able to get a bonus and get in and work that QL region, which is another big hip stabilizer in that low back. All right, so we've got everything relaxed. Now we've got to activate. I'm just gonna go with two basic movements here, and I'm really not gonna worry too much about the hip flexors and activating those, because for most people those are already overactivated. So we're gonna go with the basic bridge. That's gonna get a lot of that big glute max and those hip stabilizers going. So feet planted, nice tight pinching the glutes, like you've got a $100 bill between your butt. You're just gonna hold that 5-10 seconds. You're also probably, a lot of folks are gonna feel a nice little stretch coming through that hip flexor. Then we just roll to the side, get those hip adductors and those glute medius. And the key thing with this one is most people just wanna lift that leg up and you'll see that toe going up high. What we want to do when we're lifting this is actually lift. There's going to be a little bit of internal rotation there. we're gonna lift and act as if you're lifting your heel first. That way you feel those glute medius firing and some of those other rotators. So we bring those up, we hold that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Making sure we don't get a jamming in the hips. So just take it up nice and high and focus on that squeeze, get those firing, and now you're all activated, ready to go.